Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Minister, Chair of the panel, and the other distinguished speakers. Very good morning to you all. I'm sure we are running short on time, so I'll give a quick snapshot of the issue of Bangladesh-India relations, since I look after and deal with the issue on day-to-day basis, and some sort of, bilateral and regional cooperation and connectivity that we have with India and other countries in the region. So I was thinking, what is the most important word we can say about Bangladesh-India relations? I found, there were ups and downs in the 70s and 80s in the relationship, but tremendous amount of goodwill has generated in one decade. So I found the word trust. I think there was a lack of trust or a kind of deficit in trust, but currently the trust is now fulfilled, it is up to the brink, and we are expecting the trust surplus. So as good neighbors, good friends, and good partners, we believe that trust can make us move forward in our relationship. And there are commonalities. The realization is that there are commonalities between our two countries. Some are fixed, as I say, the cultural, historical, ethnic, linguistic commonalities and commonalities in values. And there are some dynamic commonalities. There are some challenges and aspirations. The Honorable Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi, he said in Hindi, I don't speak Hindi very well, saath saath, paas paas. So there are common aspirations for the shared prosperity, and there are challenges like poverty and also terrorism and the climate changes. And we have seen since 2009, when our Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina assumes office, for the second time in Bangladesh, there are a lot of initiatives has been undertaken, between the two countries, which restores the confidence based on which we are taking forward the relationship between Bangladesh and India. So the extent of cooperation, as I said, there was a fresh beginning at the political level. There are some high-level visits. Very recently, it's about 2 years, the Honorable Prime Minister Modi visited Bangladesh on his first tour to Bangladesh, and our Honorable Prime Minister this year in April came to Delhi, and a lot of things happened after that and before that. So there are two, actually I should say, the tricky issues. One is the land boundary that was settled after 68 years, and thanks to the consensus between all political parties in Indian Parliament and dynamic leadership of the Indian Prime Minister, the land boundary issues are now settled, and the enclaves and the adversely possessed areas are exchanged, and the people are now, feeling happy and safe. And also we have this peacefully negotiated the maritime boundary. That's quite unprecedented. With the UNCLOS, we have made it and at the arbitration tribunal, and both our countries are happy with that. And one issue I would like to highlight, other than the government level, there is a third space we call civil society or the non-governmental organizations. They are also interacting at various occasions and for last few years. So you can see from here the extent of cooperation that are amongst us between Bangladesh and India. So I was thinking, these days we hear and we are concerned about infrastructure, and the anchor said today that there is Honorable Minister here who is the pioneer and mastermind of infrastructure projects in Bangladesh. I was thinking about how we can define the Bangladesh-India relationship in an infrastructural way. It is quite a coincidence perhaps that I am speaking in front of the Honorable Minister. So I tried to make a framework of Bangladesh-India relationship. It's a kind of brick and mortar. I thought it is a building. So let's see how it happens. I thought that there are, as I mentioned, there are deep-rooted fixed commonalities. As I said, the cultural, historical, linguistic, and ethnic and values. So I thought, since these are deep-rooted, this could act as the piling of the building. So, and the foundation, as you all know, in 1971 we got liberated from the occupation of Pakistan, and the people and the government of India, under the leadership of the then Prime Minister, actually supported quite heavily at the global level to the cause of Bangladesh's war of liberation. Not only that, there are a lot of people, about 10 million people came to take refuge in the neighboring contiguous states of India, and also a few thousand valiant soldiers of Indian army died for the cause of Bangladesh. this very important happening, and also the ties between the leadership makes the foundation of that building. And in the building there are some pillars. I call it like the 5 pillars of Bangladesh-India relationship. These are security and border management, trade and investment, water resources management. Honorable Minister is also at the helm of the portfolio, very recently. And people-to-people contact, and the 5th one is the development partnership. So these are the 5 pillars of the cooperation. And how do we approach the Bangladesh-India relationship? I said it is at the bilateral level, as I have already mentioned, government to government. There are a lot of mechanisms through which we engage on various sectoral issues. And there are track 1.5 and track 2, the relationship side by side with the government diplomatic relationship. And another approach is sub-regional, which is actually taking prominence these days. This sub-region means Bangladesh, India's northeast, and the Nepal, Bhutan, and also the coastal states like Sri Lanka, Maldives, and this kind of relationship. And at the multilateral level also, Bangladesh and India discuss with each other, concern and take interest in each other's aspects and support each other's candidatures at the various multilateral fora. So now you can ask me, that where is the roof? The building without roof. I say it that way, since sky is the limit, I didn't put any roof on this relationship yet, so it can be, let's see what can be the size of the skyscraper. So now the topic of the day, the connectivity. So we have a lot of initiatives between our 2 countries at the bilateral level, as I have mentioned before. We all know actually what are the benefits of connectivity. It is the regional cooperation and integration, it can increase these things. And connectivity along with trade facilitation can significantly enhance intra-regional trade by reducing transportation time and trade costs. One speaker, Mr. Carter, probably told that it is a huge amount of cost involved when we carry things through roads or railways. So this connectivity through shipping and maritime sector will certainly reduce the cost. According to statistics, I'm not quite sure whether it is correct. The shipping connectivity, transportation through shipping and maritime way reduces the cost by 3 times. And also the connectivity contributes to reduce poverty, to develop sustainably and inclusive growth across the regions. Now, what are our ideas about connectivity? Our Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina said, and I quote, "Physical connectivity is important in ensuring overall peace, progress, and stability across South Asia. Multimodal physical connectivity links territories and communities, and Bangladesh approaches connectivity in that wider context in view." So this is a kind of, I think we have progressed much more than what is shown here. The connectivity up north with Bhutan and Nepal through Indian territories, and our connectivity with the northeastern Indian states through roads. We have direct bus services from Dhaka to Kolkata, then Agartala from Dhaka to Guwahati through Shillong, and we have been working to re-emerge the pre-1965 rail links in the western border of Bangladesh, and we are also constructing a new rail link from Agartala to Akhauda in Bangladesh. So we are trying to see the ways possible. It could be rail, it could be road. And very recently we also have a shipping connectivity with India. We have signed a coastal shipping agreement between Bangladesh and India. So this map is actually changing and will change in the future. So in shipping connectivity at the bilateral level, we have a cooperative agreement with India. We call it Protocol on Inland Water Transport and Trade. So that's the inland water connectivity from Kolkata, Haldia to up north in the northeastern state, Assam, Dhubri. So this is connected through the water route within Bangladesh. And there is a coastal shipping agreement, as I have mentioned, and from Chittagong and Mangalore, especially from Chittagong, the ships come to Visakhapatnam and Kokinada, and there are, of course, in future there are chances this will come down in the southern Indian states. And there is an MOU signed between Bangladesh and India in 2015 during the visit of Honorable Prime Minister Modi for uses of Chittagong and Mongla port. We are still working on that for a detailed agreement and standard operating procedure on how to use these ports. And Indian government is also helping us in building infrastructure along the inland water routes. And there are new port of calls, there are new warehouses are built by the Indian support. So what these connectivities does and how these help us, as I said, they can increase the people-to-people contact and they can increase trade facilitation. So even Bangladesh and India has already signed an MOU on passenger and cruise vessel to be run on the PIWTT, the inland water routes and the coastal routes. So you are all aware, Indian government has extended the line of credit. In the first one, it was 1 billion, second 2 billion, and third one, extended this year, is 4.5 billion. All these lines of credits are mostly on the infrastructure development, this multimodal, either fairway dredging or improving the ports of call, etc. So now at sub-regional level, what we can do? As I said, for sustainable development, we have to devise and we have to look forward to a goal and objective. Then we can, keeping that end in mind, we can develop the rules and regulations. But one thing I'm sure, most of the countries in the region will see non-securitization of the routes. By non-securitization, I mean the openness of the navigation and the safety of the navigation. And what I understand, we will not just look forward to the bilateral or the inter-country level connection like Bangladesh, India, Sri Lanka, or Sri Lanka, Maldives, India. But we would like to see the Bay of Bengal is crisscrossed, connected from India's west to east, so that the Indian goods can be carried from their west to the eastern side at less cost and less time. So this could be an idea, this could be a thought, that you can think more on this. And what would be the package? Now we are thinking about only the goods transport, but we can think about the connection, the connectivity of the maritime logistics. We can think about the passenger and cruise vessels. We can think about the multimodal across the region, like from Nepal and Bhutan are landlocked. So we can support them, facilitate them with the support of the Indian government to bring their things, by road from Nepal or Bhutan through the Indian territory to Bangladesh, and then they can use the Bangladesh's inland water and perhaps the ports. And multimodal access we are also giving to the support of to the benefit of the India's northeastern states. They can use our ports, and from there they can use the multimodal rail and road connectivity to take things to the northeastern states. And as I said, for the Bay of Bengal routes, Chittagong, Kolkata's east and Colombo can be connected, or Malé, Colombo and the southern ports of India can also be connected. I'm sorry, I'm rather little quick, but if you have questions, you can always ask me during the Q&A session, I will clarify more. So what we have to do now, we have to create a kind of atmosphere that everybody is attracted to these new ideas, so that it can be implemented. But for implementation, we have to think about certain principles. The mutual respect, as I mentioned here, the fairness and equity and win-win situation for everybody. And of course, with the compliance of domestic and international laws. There are some challenges, there are some capacity constraints in this country, since we are way behind than the developed countries. And I think for that, we need a comprehensive cooperation. As I said, the mutual respect and the negotiation has to be done in such a way that all the countries can get the benefit to their mutual people. So with the amount of goodwill that has been generated in last about 1 decade, not only between Bangladesh and India, I think throughout the region and the sub-region, I'm sure and I'm confident that the connectivity will be taken forward for the mutual prosperity and for the shared prosperity of our region, of course with certain shared responsibilities. Thank you very much.